My name is Evlyn Mann Carter.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, and I want to share my testimony with you. Everybody's testimony is different, but this is my testimony.
Amen.
March 31st, 1984, about 1:30 in the afternoon, I was at a women's retreat. The speaker was an author. Her name was Peggy Rankin, and she was talking about sovereignty of God. And I'm trying to intellectualize what she was talking about. It was from the book of Isaiah, and I knew that. And then I was thinking, sovereignty of God. What does all that mean? And she said, for those of you who want to give your life to Christ, why won't you raise your hand? So I was thinking, now, the sovereignty of God, she kept talking about this God who knew everything, was always present, he's a good God. And then I said, it really doesn't make sense for me not to follow somebody like that. So I did raise my hand, and that was back in 1984. Billy Graham said, once I heard him, sometimes when you make an instant decision, it's like a lifetime commitment. And it has been a lifetime commitment for me. I brought you to when I was saved. I want to take you back what caused me to raise my hand. I was what I thought a good person, and I thought I would go to heaven because I was a good person. A good person, I thought, was one who did what they thought was right, and I followed the 10 Commandments. I went to church every Sunday. I wanted to read my Bible, but I couldn't read my Bible because I didn't understand it. And I called people who did really bad things like a murderer, child molester, or whatever. I thought those were the bad people, and I was the good person because I went to church every Sunday. I was at my grandmother's church in the middle of the week. All of my life, I was one of those church persons. Real religious, but I didn't have a relationship. And that's what I found out as I have grown to love the Lord and stay in the Word, which is one of my favorite things to do, is study the Word. So I thought I was at my church every Sunday, and I didn't even understand what born again meant until one of my daughter's teachers asked if I would go out and evangelize with her. And I said, evangelize? And she said, yes, just share your testimony. I had no clue as to what she was talking about. But in any event, from 1984 up until this time, I am very happy. I feel very privileged and very blessed to be a part of the family of God. And I know for sure that I will be going to heaven. I used to be afraid to die because I really didn't know where I was going. And I thought it was because I used to be claustrophobic. And I thought it was because the idea of being closed up in a casket. But it was because of my uncertainty that I was afraid to die. But now I know differently. I'm going to be up there with all the other saints, and I walk with the saints here. And I wanted to share my testimony because if there's anybody out there who think they are going to heaven because of your works, that's not true. Until you give your life and have that relationship with Him, that is the only way. So that's my testimony.
Wonderful.